I come from a pretty large family. I have several aunts, uncles, and cousins on both sides. As a child, my sister Georgette and I spent summers down south in Mississippi with my grandmother Leola.
Yeah, she was a real sweetheart. Remember how she called me Tommy?
Yeah, we tried to tell her.
I liked it. It made me feel a little more connected to the South and the part of my own history that I don't know. Down south summers for me meant the South Bronx. Fire hydrants and piraguas.
That's those ices I like, right?
Yep. My family isn't really that large. I only grew up knowing my mother's side of the family, which is from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico!
All right, Daddy, but this is about our family and our trip to Mississippi. It's about Raven and I learning our history in the South.
It's about understanding that it takes work to make memories. And like any good trip, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
For this sojourn, we teamed up with the extended family, the Sheltons.
That's Aunt Georgette, Aunt G, Uncle L.
Georgette's husband, Shelton.
I remember I thought his name was Shelton. Me too, but everybody just always called him by his last name.
And of course, their daughters, Samaya and Cheyenne. We rented a large van and headed out for the 15-plus hour drive.
You forgot their dogs, Mojo and Cashew.
Yeah, Cashew, spelled with a $sign, replacing the S. Get it? Cashew. Anyway, we did what you do on a long road trip. Sing songs.
Yo, T.reid dropped the verse.
Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly busy, don't play around. Cover much ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away. I can't get her out of my mind.
Wow. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She is my main thing. She makes me feel.
The trip was going pretty smoothly until that down south lightning storm, hail and thunder.
We got to Mississippi around, 2:30?
All of y'all wanted to talk about the trip. I went to sleep.
I thought we were going to spend the rest of the day resting in the house. Mommy had other plans.
Later that afternoon, I thought it would be nice to go to Beale Street in downtown Memphis and walk along the riverfront.
Good thing we brought that van. It's hot up here. The next day, we had a birthday party for Aunt G.
What was that, Georgette's 55th birthday?
Stop it.
She's still 25.
We got to see Aunt Polly, Uncle Junior, and their grandson, CJ.
My man CJ's dad, Cousin Cornelius. When Shelton was out setting up the grill, I decided to play my role as DJ. A little later, Uncle Junior came out to hang. I learned about his appreciation for Al Green's music. And of course, my Al Green collection was on my other laptop at home.
Something that can make you do wrong.
I did have one song, and Uncle Junior, who's usually pretty reserved, tore it up.
The next day, we visited my Aunt Avery, my father's sister, in the nursing home. It was a fortunate visit. You see, a little over a week after visiting her, she passed away. I'm so glad she got a chance to meet the girls, and we all shared in a prayer.
God, oh Holy Father, we hope you will bless this sister of mine. Lord, bless her this day. I pray. Amen.
Then we went to see my man, Uncle Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Every family has their storytellers. In African tradition, this person's called the griot.
What's that?
That's like the historian, the person who keeps the history of the family and the community alive by passing it on through the art of storytelling. This is Uncle Sunday. He lives on what I believe is over 200 acres, and if anyone ever thinks of testing him,
Shouldn't have did that.
there's a different firearm by every door. In fact, Uncle Sunday had no problem letting his nephew, that's me, take a crack at the 12 gauge.
I liked his house. He has a pool. I like the graduation picture of Mommy. How old were you?
12, 13. I think that was 8th grade.
Raven looks just like you in that picture.
One of the best moments was watching my mother climb that tree to get in that chair-looking thing Uncle Sunday has up there.
That's for hunting deer.
He says, observing nature.
How's that for a memory of your grandmother?
After the tree, we all went back inside for some fruit.
A bowl of fruit with the smallest plums I've ever seen.
Uncle Sunday then told us the story of Eddie Noel.
Eddie was at a club, what they call a honky-tonk. He sold moonshine, thing that. We 70 if here, if you bought your moonshine here, you could drink it. But if you bought it elsewhere and bring it here, you wasn't allowed to drink it in my place. That's what it started about. So he told the guy to not come in his place and drink his liquor that he bought elsewhere in his place. So the guy played it off, and sure enough, he came and pulled his bottle up. Said one word led to another. He caught him drinking, and he walked over and slapped the guy. Shouldn't have did that.
Eddie, on behalf of his friend, confronted the owner of the honky-tonk, who then responded,
Boy, what is it to you? No, you won't slap me. So Eddie walked out of his place. He had to slap his buddy, and he threatened to slap him. So Eddie went to his trunk, unlocked his trunk, got his gun out, went back in. White guy, thought nothing of, black guy, had never been known in history that a black man retaliated on a white man in the state of Mississippi. Had never been known before. At that point, when Eddie walked through the door, he said, boy, get out of here with that rifle. Told him, no. He said, Eddie, put the rifle down and get back out of here. He said, no, I can't put it down. He said, because if I drop it, you're going to kill me, so I might as well take you out first. So the man's son was over behind the counter. When he popped his daddy dropped the son, tore the door down, getting out the back door running. So Eddie turned, after he shot him down, the son was gone, he cleared out the club. Everybody was gone running. Everybody, with nobody in there but Eddie and the dad laying on the floor at that time.
It later was revealed that Luella
that's Eddie Noel's wife,
had a relationship with
the club.
The club owner.
meaning they had a thing going on. But Uncle Sunday says,
It was about the boy that taking a drink of the liquor, and he slapped the boy.
Right.
And Eddie came to that black guy's aid and straightened it out. They didn't want to go down like that, in the book. So they put it in that Eddie was there trying to get his wife to go home. And she didn't want to go with Eddie. She was going to stay there until the white man told her she could get off. Eddie reacted, retaliated, shot him.
there's much more to the story. Eddie went on to shoot the sheriff and more. He even evaded the lynch mob for days. We later got to see the honky-tonk and some of the other landmarks in the Eddie Noel story.
Talk about it.
We all piled into the van, this time being driven by Uncle Sunday. We set out on a tour. That included the house where he and my grandmother grew up.
That's the same place Aunt G and I spent our summers when we were kids.
But this was a real tour, not like those watered-down tours that leave out the uncomfortable part of history. Uncle kept it real.
We saw the local headquarters of the KKK.
Remember the hospital? The one entrance for the white people compared to the one for African Americans?
That was a great opportunity to learn the history of that area and of our family. I have to say, we all really enjoyed the time we spent with Uncle Sunday.
I mean, come on. Did you notice I knocked the limb off that tree? I'm just saying.
All right.
What do we do on Friday?
I went to the movies with the Sheltons to go and see Insidious.
I don't know how you can do that scary stuff.
I got my nails done with grandmother.
I sat in traffic with my father.
I stayed back with the two stupid dogs. Actually, I had a really great nap.
Drums, please.
Aunt Polly, Uncle Junior, and Cephas came by for a barbecue on the 4th.
My man Cephas.
Well, when the sun went down, it was time for what turned out to be one of the most amazing firework displays ever. Cousin Cephas and brother-in-law Shelton lit up the night sky for all to enjoy, thanks to Uncle Sunday.
After a late breakfast on Sunday, it was time to get back on the road. Before we left, Marlette took some time to get a final word from both her parents. Not as easy as it sounds.
Tell me how you felt about us coming to visit.
Okay, wait a minute, don't turn it on.
It is on.
So, how are you gonna turn it on when
He'll cut.
oh, he'll cut? So it's still on.
Right.
What was the question you asked me?
Scene 1, Apple, take 2.
How do I feel with all of y'all coming to visit me? That was the most wonderful news I had ever heard, and I had a wonderful time. I enjoyed just having you all around in the house. The most important one was just being in the house together and running around. That's the most important one. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off, and I hope you all had a wonderful time being here with me.
I really enjoyed my children visitation. I thought it was magnificent. To watch them grow across the years has been astounding. However, but to see them in a pace of time where we are making memories is just extraordinary. I have one of them going off to college, one already in college, and I have 2 others who are struggling. And when I say struggling, they're struggling to make above an A, like an A+. So it's a struggle for them to make an A+. All right? They could relax and make an A, but they chose not to do so. Mediocre is not an option. It's just astounding how they work it out and get along. That's exceptional.
This trip was more than just a getaway.
It was really important for me to have my daughters have a chance to develop a strong connection with my family.
It really is a great way for the girls to get to know more about their mother.
Equally as important, I wanted to spend uninterrupted time with my sister and parents. It's not often that I have that opportunity.
We learned more about our Southern history.
And spent real time with the family.
I didn't realize it when it was happening, but sitting out on the back patio with Uncle Junior, singing Al Green, he articulated the purpose and goal of this trip. While I didn't get the chance to record him that day, I found it didn't take much to recreate.
I'm so
Here we go.
whatever you want to do. All right. Is all right with me. 'Cause you feel so brand new. Now, spend my life with you. Let me say, baby, since we've been together, ooh, loving you forever is what I need. Like me, be the one in my heart. Let's
Okay. Time for shout-outs.
Shout out to the in-laws,
Shout out to Aunt
Polly
Polly for making her favorite niece her cake.
Uncle Junior, cousin Cephas, Cornelius.
My family for making this a wonderful experience. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Shout out to the in-laws also for that air conditioning. I know that y'all usually like that 80 degrees, but seriously, brother can't do that. That's way too hot. I'm just saying. I don't know why you would be like 80 degrees in a house on purpose. No disrespect. I'm just saying.
Non-shout out to Waffle House for their soggy, overpriced, ringy out water waffles. Ugh.
Yo, shout out to Uncle L. Yo, B, seriously, I don't know how we do it with all these ladies around us, man. You know what I'm saying? We need a trip with just the brothers.
Non-shout out to the weather. Ugh, it rained a lot.
Big shout out to coffee. Because, yo, seriously, I was drinking that. I was getting that coffee in. You know what I mean?
Non-shout out to... I don't think I have any more non-shout outs. Did I say the Waffle House? Yeah, I'm going to say non-shout out to the Waffle House again. Because they deserve 5 non-shout outs for their overpriced ass. Oh, can't put that in there.
Shout out to Crystal Burgers. I wasn't all that crazy about you, but for whatever reason, Marlette felt after packing sandwiches, we need to stop for Crystal Burgers. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to that bathroom somewhere in Tennessee. Really, I thought it was going to be nasty because it was outside, so shout out to the attendants of that gas station for hooking it up, plus including air conditioning. Seriously, I appreciate it. It wasn't nasty. Yo, really on the real, I got to do an anti-shout out to the mother-in-law. I'm sorry, but yo, what's up with them salmon croquettes, B? Seriously, where they at? No salmon croquettes? You can't make some salmon croquettes? I'm just saying, salmon croquettes. Yo, reverse shout out to Mojo. Mojo, you pretty whack, son. You like, I don't know how old you are, but really you like a baby. That other dog, Little Cashew, he's gonna chew you up, B. You ain't really the alpha. I'm sorry, Mojo. You need to step your game up. You know that's real. You know that's real, B. That's all I got. I think that's all I have. Yo, shout out to all those vultures on the house. Marlette described it. Not sure what the heck is happening around that house, but someone needs to check it. That's not a sign. I don't know what is. I'm not sure what's up with that Mississippi Police Department. Y'all need to get on that house, B. Something's going on there. Jeffrey Dahmer or something's happening. Yo, shout out Uncle Son D. Big up, B. Really appreciated that tour. Really appreciate the hospitality. And definitely appreciate the 12 gauge. That's all I got.